As you know, training series is ongoing on the topic of fire safety. In the previous video, we were talking about fire detection system. Today, we are going to discuss about what is fire alarm system and how it works. So, let's get started. Dear friends and colleagues, a fire alarm system is a number of devices working together to detect and warn people through visual and audio appliances when smoke, fire, carbon monoxide, or other emergencies are present. These alarms may be activated from smoke and heat detectors. Alarms can be either motorized bells or wall-mountable sounders or horns. They can also be speaker strobes, which sound an alarm, followed by a voice evacuation message, which warn people inside the building not to use the elevators. They may also be activated via manual fire alarm activation devices, such as manual call points or pull stations. Fire alarm sounders can be set to certain frequencies and different tunes, including low, medium, and high, depending on the country and manufacturers of the device. Let us discuss now the parts of fire alarm system. Number one, fire alarm control panel, FACP, and fire alarm control unit, FACU. This component, the hub of the system, monitors inputs and system integrity, controls output, and relays information. This is the function of fire alarm control panel. Let us understand now what is the use of primary power supply and secondary backup power supplies. Primary power supply, commonly the non-switched 120 or 240 volt alternating current source supplied from a commercial power utility in non-residential applications. A branch circuit is dedicated to the fire alarm system and its constituents. Dedicated branch circuits should not be confused with individual branch circuits, which supply energy to a single appliance. If we'll talk about secondary backup power supplies, this component, commonly consisting of sealed lead acid storage batteries or other emergency sources, including generators, is used to supply energy in the event of a primary power supply failure. What is the function of initiating devices? This component acts as an input to the fire alarm control unit and are either manually or automatically activated. Examples would be devices, pull stations, heat detectors, or smoke detectors. Heat and smoke detectors have different categories of both kinds. Some categories are beam, photoelectrical, aspiration, and duct. Another important component in the fire alarm system is notification appliance. This component uses energy supplied from the fire alarm system or other stored energy source to inform the proximate persons of the need to take action, usually to evacuate. This is done by means of flashing light, strobe light, electromechanical horn, beeper horn, bell, speaker, or a combination of these devices. After discussing initiating devices, notification appliances, let us understand the function of building safety interfaces. This interface allows the fire alarm system to control aspects of the built environment and to prepare the building for fire, and to control the spread of smoke, fumes, and fire by influencing air movement, lighting, process control, human transport, and exit. Initiating devices, manually actuated devices, are also known as fire alarm boxes, manual pull stations, are simply pull stations, brake glass stations, call points, or buttons. Devices for manual fire alarm activation are installed to be readily located near the exits, identified and operated, while the automatically actuated devices can take many forms intended to respond to any number of detectable physical changes associated with fire. Converted thermal energy, heat detector, products of combustion, smoke detector, radiant energy, flame detector, combustion gases, fire gas detector, and release of extinguishing agents, water flow detector. This is basically the difference between manually actuated devices and automatically actuated devices. Both are the types of initiating devices. Have a look. These are the examples of initiating devices. Now you can easily understand because you can see these red boxes are buttons in the offices, in the construction premises, in the residential buildings, especially near the exits. In future, whenever you will look on these red boxes, you are able to understand what exactly it is and what is the function of these boxes and when it can be used. Let us talk about in detail about the notification appliances. Notification appliances utilize audible, visible, tactile, textual, or even olfactory stimuli, odorizer, to alert the occupants of the need to evacuate or take action in the event of fire or other emergency. Evacuation signals may consist of simple appliances that transmit encoded information, coded appliances that transmit a predetermined pattern, and or appliances that transmit audible and visible textual information such as live or pre-recorded instructions and illuminated message displays. Fire alarm evacuation signals generally consist of a standardized audible tone with visual notification in all public and common use areas. Emergency signals are intended to be distinct and understandable to avoid confusion with other signals. Dear friends and colleagues, you are on the platform of Safety First Life. If you are new on this channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell icon for all future notifications. These are the examples of notification appliances. Let us discuss now the emergency voice alarm communication systems. Some fire alarm systems utilize emergency voice alarm communication system EVACS to provide pre-recorded and manual voice messages. Voice alarm systems are typically used in high-rise buildings, arenas, and other large defend-in-place occupancies such as hospitals and detention facilities where total evacuation is difficult to achieve. Voice-based systems provide response personnel with the ability to conduct orderly evacuation and notify building occupants of changing event circumstances. Dear friends and colleagues, in high-rise buildings, different evacuation messages may be played to each floor depending on the location of the fire. The floor the fire is on, along with ones above it, may be told to evacuate, while floors much lower may simply be asked to stand by. Have a look. This is the panel for emergency voice alarm communication system. Do you know what is mass communication and notification system? Mass notification systems often extend the notification appliances of a standard fire alarm system to include PC-based workstations, text-based digital signage, and a variety of remote notification options, including email, text message, RSS feed, or IVR-based telephone text-to-speech messaging. These all systems, devices, and components, they are very useful and they are the part of fire alarm system. Have a look. These are the examples of mass notification systems or emergency communication systems. And lastly, let us understand what includes in the building safety interfaces. Number one, magnetic smoke door holders. Number two, duct mounted smoke detection. Number three, emergency elevator service. And number four, PAR, public address rack. Dear friends and colleagues, maybe it's hard to understand first time, but if you will watch these videos 2 or 3 times, you will be able to make difference between the fire alarm system and fire detection system. You will understand the purpose, objectives, and the functions of fire alarm system and the fire detection system. Fire is possible in any room, in any house, in any building, or in any project. And you know very well, whichever burns never returns. So learn fire safety, learn about firefighting, maintain fire alarm system and fire detection system. If you like to learn about fire emergency evacuation procedure, please click on the video that is on your right side. And if you are interested to know about fire safety risk assessment, click on the video that is appearing on your left side. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Hope to see you soon with the new HSC tutorial. Till then, take care, good luck, and Allah Hafiz.